Just bring the A-League back, please. We miss you. We miss you so much. G'day, I'm Sogg.
And I'm Brad.
And we're A-League Couch Critics. Today, we're going to be talking about the home for Australian football, the possibility of fans being allowed back in stadiums for the A-League return, and, Bradley, I reckon I've found the worst piece of A-League merchandise in history.
I'm going to have to agree to you. It looks pretty terrible.
Stick around to find out what that is. All right. So, Bradley, first topic for today. It's been reported by Don Bossy in the Sydney Morning Herald that the FFA are looking at the old St George Stadium as a potential training and administrative home of Australian football. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it looks great. Hopefully they'll do a bit of a refurb of it, because right now it's pretty dero. It's pretty trash. There's graffiti everywhere. I don't think you can use the stand because it got condemned like ages ago. But yeah, if the FFA can lobby, I think it's the Bayside Council there in the St George area, if they can lobby the council to refurb it and make it a permanent home base for the Socceroos, Matildas, or the juniors when they're training, I love it. It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's in a pretty sweet spot in Sydney. Big football culture there. It looks like a pretty good spot for it. Obviously, I don't think it's supposed to be a stadium. Bayside Council have kind of talked about refurbishing the stadium part of it there.
Yeah.
But I think more the idea is a great training facility so that when Socceroos have national games and the Matildas have national games in Australia, they've got a training base for training camps. And for the junior national teams to do their training and development, I think it's an awesome potential to create a home and have a great facility for building players up.
Yeah, and was the home of St George Budapest, Johnny Warren's old team, so maybe there's a potential to have it the Johnny Warren Stadium or the Johnny Warren Centre of Excellence.
Yeah, I imagine it if it does get built there, the I Told You So would be somewhere there.
Yeah, that would give it a real good look.
But James Johnson, CEO of FA, has said it's not the only place they're looking at. So if they don't get it through with Bayside Council, they've got other places. What do you think? Is Sydney the best place to have a home of Australian football? How are Melbourne going to feel about this?
Oh, well, I'm biased, so Melbourne can suck it up for all I care. Well, maybe I'll take my bias goggles off and I'll probably still say, I think it works best in Sydney. There's a lot more rectangular fields that are either being used or maybe not used anymore, like St George Stadium. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being biased, but I think it definitely suits Sydney. We've definitely hosted some big games in the past. Melbourne has in the past as well. But I'm just going to be biased and always say Sydney. I think it's better suited for Sydney.
I think it works as a good hub spot. So even if the Socceroos are playing a match up in Brisbane or down in Melbourne, Sydney is central. You've got the international airport just minutes away, so it makes a good base to train and then fly to your overseas games as well. It makes sense. Maybe Melbourne will feel a bit hard done by, but I don't think there's really anywhere else to put it. And it'll be interesting to have a place like that. Dom kind of references, England have St George, Clairefontaine.
It's okay, you don't have to get the pronunciation right. So
Clairefontaine in France,
there was the one you were saying about Italy has one as well.
Yeah, so having a home, an administrative home, will be really good for football. And I'm just impressed with what James Johnson is putting in, even amongst all this coronavirus stuff. Yeah. He's still doing some great steps for Australian football.
It is encouraging, but in the Melbourne side of things, it doesn't mean all the games are going to be in Sydney. Great if it was, but that doesn't mean Melbourne and Brisbane and Adelaide and Perth are going to miss out on games. It's just like an admin. You have your admin and you can play games everywhere.
And that's, I think, what's important. It's not a stadium. They're not building a new stadium in that area. It's world-class training facilities, which I think we need.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, topic 2 for today, and this comes out of a couple of weeks ago. ScoMo saying that stadiums under 40,000 would have the potential to have at least 25% capacity.
Oh, no problem for the A-League then. Whenever we get 25% of 40,000.
No, I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But confirmed even more, I think. Danny Townsend, the CEO of Sydney FC, responded to somebody's tweet about the first game back against Wellington Phoenix. Would fans be allowed? And he all but confirmed it, saying that, it looks like things are going to go ahead. What do you think? Because Victoria at the moment, the coronavirus numbers are starting to rise again a little bit. And Gladys, good old Sydney FC fan, said not to interact with people from Victoria.
That's fine by me.
It's a bit full on. But, so...
Bit full on. The Premier of Melbourne is having digs at South Australia as well. So
That's true.
Whatever.
But, I guess, should we be having fans back at games? Should we allow it? Are you going to go, Brad?
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously living out in Bathurst, it's not half an hour down the road. It's a
bit of a longer
3-hour drive. You got the game, and then you're coming home quite late at night. But we've done it before plenty of times, and I'd be keen to get to a game. How it's going to work though? How many if they're only going to allow 6,000-7,000, that's the cap of fans. How do you sort that out? I assume it would go to the members. They would go in a ballot because I know that's what the Penrith Panthers are doing right now in the NRL. Is they're basically doing a ballot with the full-time members, the full ticketed members, to work out who's to go. So I think they'll probably do something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the fairest way to do it.
Or even just doing 5,000 for members, best in, best served, and then having extras for people who aren't members to get in as well. It'll be interesting. We can't pretend that coronavirus doesn't still exist though. I wonder if it's a bit risky to make the jump. Are Victorian teams, are they going to be allowed to come and play games in Sydney if things keep progressing down there?
Well, I think the 3 Victorian clubs will probably have to, because I know the Melbourne Storm and the NRL have already decided to move to New South Wales for their games. Where they're going to play it, they're not quite sure yet, so that's still in the early stages. And I think that's a worrying sign for Victoria that already the NRL team has pulled out.
Yep.
It's a bit messy right now with the AFL, with the Essendon player getting coronavirus. So it's an interesting time to be a Mexican. So a Victorian. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just those people south of the border. But it's interesting times, and we wish all those people down in Victoria all the best, and we hope you stay safe. And hopefully, the most important thing, we can get back to the football.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing, isn't it? We want people to stay safe. Obviously, social distancing is good to keep doing. We don't want to continue spreading coronavirus. And so I've got that in my head, but also I just want to go watch football again.
Yeah.
I've missed it so much. I can't wait for it just to be on the telly again. I don't know. I think I want to go, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I'll definitely want to go. It's just how we're going to get there. Yeah. I remember when the coronavirus first came out. I don't know if I was being probably selfish. Probably was. That's fine. I was more worried. I didn't really care about catching. I was more worried that they were going to cancel sport. And we were made through 2 months of barely any sport on, except for the racing, the horse racing, which is pretty boring in general. Unless you're in the industry, that's okay. But
Plenty
we've made it.
Down the pub,
sports,
putting lots of money into
Yeah, well, not the pub, on their phones at home, in front of the couch, in front of the TV on the couch. It's exciting sports back, and I'll be keen to go back to the A-League. It really makes you realise how fortunate we were before that we could go to games. Because I remember going to Penrith's game, the first game of the NRL season, knowing next week they're not going to allow fans in, and I was like, you know what, I'm going, definitely going. A lot of people were probably like, oh no, I don't want to risk it. I'm like, no, I'm definitely going. I don't know the next time I'm going to be allowed to go to a game, and looks like we'll be able to go to a game soon.
My last game I went to was Sydney FC versus John Book in the ACL. Oh, yeah. And things were just starting to kind of kick off then, and I was like, I felt a bit dodgy, but it was mostly okay, and that was a great game to watch, So it's going to be great to have sport, the A-League back. Who cares about other Australian sport, really? Netball, including 2 points for it, that's rubbish. Just bring the A-League back, please. We miss you. We miss you so much.
We should make it 4 goals if we hit the crossbar or something. What do you reckon? What else could we do?
Multi-ball in the last minute. I think A-League memes said.
Do like on the FIFA where you can get when you're playing FIFA, there's all those crazy rules you can do. Oh boy, yeah, the whole minute where we have no rules and we just go studs in at the best player.
That's how Kevin Muscat played 90 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh goodness, what a player.
Anyway, Brad, our last thing. I think I've found the worst piece of A-League merchandise. Ever.
It's pretty rubbish. Like,
we'll put it up on screen now. But
it's here somewhere on the screen.
This is Adelaide United, and it's the fan face. It's made for kids and toddlers, but look at the dodge job they've done on this. They haven't even actually got the kid to wear it for the picture. They've just photoshopped it onto his face.
It's something else. I mean, no offense to Adelaide, but that's just rubbish. That's just rubbish. Like, if you don't know, have any Adelaide fans out there? Have you bought it?
Yeah, have you gotten it for your kids? Like, I
don't
know
$2.
Yeah, so
we should buy it.
Bradley,
we should wear it.
Yours is in the mail. I've purchased it for
you.
Really?
Nice.
So in a couple of weeks.
Good, because I was thinking we should buy it. That's good to know you bought
it. They're unreal. Oh, it's stopped on us. No!
Sorry about that. Our camera is just as crap as that merch from Adelaide.
Anyway. The Adelaide merch, there's other good stuff, but it's so bad. If you reckon you found worse, tell us. But Bradley, I think this actually
What do you reckon of my wig? My Wanderers wig?
It's pretty bad.
You know what? I bought this when we played a pre-season game out at Penrith in a very hot September day, and I thought, I'm buying this. I'm wearing this the whole game. And I was on the grandstand that was the sun was blaring down on us, and I'm telling you, it was a long day. But there.
I think there is some okay merch, but because the A-League clubs are under a license with the A-League, the A-League actually gets to develop the merchandise, and it's kind of like their social media. It's rubbish. It would
to put it lightly.
Yeah, look, if the clubs could develop their own merchandise, it would be much better. Because, they've got all their different things. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing good. Like, I've got an OK Sydney FC hoodie, and it's plain, and that's why it's good. But some of the stuff, and all the teams have the same stuff with this crap on the sleeves, and it just doesn't look good. Other than the fan jerseys that are a bit cheaper than the official jerseys, there's not much actually worth getting on those A-League stores. And it's crap. Like, you look at overseas clubs, like PSG, Man United, sure, they're big international brands, but then they've turned that into great clothing that you could wear down the street and somebody not know it's a football team. Something decent. Like you're wearing...
Like when I can go to the Liverpool store, I'm looking through jumpers that are like grey and black. That's not the red of Liverpool, but it's fashionable, and I think that's where the A-League really lacks, because I'd love a nice jumper like this that has the Wanderers logo, but it's not necessarily red or black.
Yeah, and it's like, not branded. What's the point of Sydney FC going with Under Armour if they can't then develop good... Other than you can get the polo shirts and the shorts and stuff, and a training shirt, I think, but allow them to make their own proper fan merch. I think that'd be a lot better, because... I mean, at the moment, then you end up with the Adelaide face, and that's just... It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
There's plenty of potential there, so let's hope things change in the future.
Yeah, and as more teams come into it, we can get a real diverse... people want to support their club throughout the week, all the time, and not look terrible.
And not wear dread beanie things.
Yeah.
Which aren't too bad.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty rubbish.
Thanks for watching... this far into the video. Please do help us out by making sure to hit like or subscribe. And Bradley, I want to set a bit of a target. The A-League comes back in 20 odd days. Okay, this is huge. So if you've enjoyed, help us get to 100 subscribers by the time A-League returns. So if you've liked this, make sure to share it with your mates. Share it on your socials, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Reddit or Twitter or Bebo if you still use that,
or TikTok.
Put it out there. Let people know about this. If you've enjoyed it, hopefully they will too, and help us get to 100 subscribers by the time the A-League returns.
And make sure you like the video. I don't understand the metrics, but liking the video really helps us.
Yeah. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
da, da, da.